televisions, the width and the height. Now, if you only drew half, like if you only drew the triangle, that's fine, right? But I just need a sketch to know that you know we have the length, the width, the height. We were solving for C. That's worth a point, making the sketch. So don't skip that part tomorrow. Because I'm solving for C, I need all 6 steps here. We got into some pretty big numbers, but the idea is that it's about a 60-inch television. Any questions about 1 and 2?
If we don't put like the squiggle thing, do we get points off?
No.
Do we have to put the lines right there?
You don't have to. No. Number 3, we have Gabby flying a kite in the park. We know that it's 25 feet in the air, so that's how I got this leg value. And we know the string is 45 feet long. And so then we are solving for A, or if you solved for B, that's fine. The diagram, labeling the diagram was worth a point, so hopefully you took some time to do that. And then because it's finding A, we're looking for 7 steps here. Notice it says a half point per step. Yes, you must show all the steps we practiced. Okay, so about 37.4 feet. If you just have 37.4 feet without the squiggles, that's fine. Questions? All right. Number 5, you're going to get a point for plotting correctly. Here, let me make this red. I think it's really hard to see when it's just in pencil. So I'm going to outline this in red. So I plotted the 2 points, connected them with a diagonal, and then I remembered that I can find this distance here because I would automatically know the leg lengths. So my A and B are 5 and 9. I'm solving for C. So that's going to require 6 steps, half point per step. Must show all the steps. Easiest points you'll get all year as an 8th grader. Promise. The easiest is this first step, right? That's like just giving you a good grade. Now I told you to skip number 6 because number 6 has a distractor. So they want to know the distance between the slide and the swing set. Without fail, I will always have a student that tries to somehow include the distractor. We're not talking about the monkey bars at all. The monkey bars are not important. I promise there will be a distractor on the quiz tomorrow. Promise. Don't get distracted. I'm going to make this red as well so you guys can see it better. So again, I connected the slide and the swing set. And then I had my legs of 12 and 8, still solving for C, so 6 steps. So the distance between the slide and swing set should be about 14.4. Questions, comments, concerns? Are you feeling pretty confident about tomorrow?
Yeah.
Mostly? Jillian? You have a question? No? Okay. All right, let's move on to number 7. We're talking about a garden. Sorry to Janelle, but Brody was correct. Right? Remember, we didn't take the square root of the area to find a side length. So he is correct that the side length would be a square root of 120. Janelle's mistake was that she divided by 2. So that is not correct.
Divided by 2.
Right. We've never done any dividing, right? So she took 120 and divided by 2 to get a side length. But that's not how you find the side length because area is done by multiplying the 2 sides. So you have to take the square root, right? Side times side is side squared.
Have we done any other practice with this question?
We didn't have it like this, but we spent a lot of time yesterday finding side lengths of squares by taking the square root, right? If you look back at yesterday's notes, the whole first page was side lengths of squares, right? Does this look familiar? The length of a side is the area is given. Find the side length. So we just kept finding the square roots of the area, right? Okay, good questions. Number 8, everybody needs to do something to draw your attention to the words exact form. We practiced this yesterday, where we actually find the plus or minus value because these are not tied to a scenario. And positive 8 times 8 would give me 64. Negative 8 times 8 would also give me 64. And then right here, we don't find the approximate. We're just finding the exact. So positive or negative square root of 15.
Will you take points off if we don't put the
Plus or minus? Yes.
So they're all going to be plus and minus because there's no story?
For this question,
Yeah.
for this type, right. If it says exact form, it needs to be the plus or minus and left as a square root. Because there's nothing that, like, we can't do this, say, over here, because you can't have a negative side length of a triangle, right? So when it says exact form and there's no situation going with it, that's how you get the plus and minus. Because mathematically, positive and negative 8 squared will give me 64. Just as numbers by themselves with no context, right? We're not talking about a square napkin or a square garden or anything that can't have negative values. Number 9, I need you guys to fix what it says in the directions for the point value. Cross that. I thought I had caught all of these. Cross this out and just write half point per step, just like the other ones. So I was solving for the hypotenuse, a leg, and a leg. Easy points, right? So this whole section here is worth 10 points. 3.5, 3.5, 3. So that's the easiest 10 points. Don't make me take points off there.
Can you keep it up for a
I
second?
start to get a little sad. We'll absolutely leave it up for a second. The easiest points, remember, are just writing the formula. Don't skip that.
We did the calculator on the test, right?
Yes. You will get a calculator for the entire test. I would never ask you to do this without a calculator. That would be cruelty. Special kind of punishment. I would never do that. Are we good? And then the last one, they're all true. So I used my calculator and I found, well, what is pi divided by 3? What is square root of 120? What are the decimal equivalents of these? What is the square root of 43? So then when I wrote them out, I said, yep, that's true, that's true, that's true, and that's true.
You need to write them out to the side.
No, you do not. I just wanted you guys to see where I got those numbers from and how I made those decisions. Any more questions, comments, or concerns? Okay, before you guys are done packing up your things or start packing them up, you need to take your study guide home because you have a study checklist. And this time you need to get the checklist and your study guide signed by your parents. Both of them.
You can
It's the same one you guys had last time. It's just purple.
You gave me an F on that, and I got my study guide signed.
Did? I am so sorry.